Hey, what's up, guys? Here's another quickie. Shortish game in 5-minute blitz, played on chess.com. And also an example of how to use the analysis to improve my knowledge of a position and so on and so forth. So kind of carrying on from what we've been looking at recently. Okay, so interestingly, we start with a Reti, I think, with knight f3. So I reply with knight c6, hoping to get into a normal position that I know. Now, very often you will get d4 here, and d4 is actually the computer move. We get e4, e5, so now we're in a normal kind of king's pawn opening, and we get the royal opus. So I play the Jaenisch Gambit, aka the Schliemann. Okay, so here we go into what I'm now calling the main line, because I keep seeing it, and I've had it in my last two over the board games. Bishop takes, knight takes, queen d4, queen h5 check is not actually the best move. That's actually an error. Best moves for white here are f4, retreating the knight to knight f3, and also retreating the knight to d3. But by far the most common move, I think, is queen h5 check. I play g6, we have knight takes, pawn takes, and of course here white does not fall for the trap of capturing the rook, and captures here. King d8 is the correct move, and here black is actually better. Now I've managed to go up my last two games over the board from this position. But we have castles now. Castles is at least inaccurate from white, and this is where I have the opportunity to improve, right? Because I go by autopilot. I play knight e7, which is the best move in many lines, annoying the queen, also defending this pawn another time. Queen comes into the position. I grab this pawn, thinking that I'm not actually worried, obviously, about rook e1. They attack. I propose a trade of queens, and white misses it entirely and loses his queen and resigns. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so not the most thrilling game in the world, but I'm happy to get practice in that position. So I've put it into my Lichess study, and we've got now the kind of exchange knight takes e5 is now what I'm calling the main line, simply because I'm seeing it so much. Okay, but here is a new one, is the main line then castles, which I've not seen before. So what should we do? Well, I shall show you. Okay, so let's go through all the opening moves. Okay, knight takes, king d8. Normal. Best moves, again, according to the machine, are d3, knight c3, and even queen g5 check. Queen g5 check is met with knight f6 here, actually, according to the machine, defended by the queen. Interesting. Anyway, opponent plays this. Now, I play knight e7, which is the second best move. But it's not the best move. What is the best move? Pause and find it if you wish. Okay, so the best move here is actually, and I've got it on, I've put it in my training notes here. Look at the h2 pawn. Bishop d6. Putting pressure on here already. Now, we'll go with the most common moves now from white. Pawn to g3. Now, we hit the queen with knight e7. Queen most likely retreats to here. And you've got two very good moves here. Apparently, rook h3. Interesting move. But very kind of odd looking, right? Or you've got f4. f4 targeting the tip of this little pyramid here. Queen can't take. Most likely move is to counterattack the queen on with d3. And here, now, queen takes e4 is very winning. It's the most played move, right? Played 65% of the time, 91% win rate. So very, very dangerous. But the computer says actually queen d3 is minus 17 for black. In a game, I probably wouldn't remember this far, and I'll probably just grab the pawn anyway, so I should be fine. But this is better. You're really blocking this pawn, you're blocking in this bishop, you're blocking in this knight, right? You really have got white in a full Nelson here. Most common move is this, and now you dive in with bishop h3, and now it's mate in 4. Whatever they do, it's mating for. Rook e1. You play queen f3. Okay. They can delay things a little bit with like capturing here. So now the queen defends the g2 square, but you've got rook g8 defended by the knight. They have to trade, and whatever happens on the next move, it's mate. So there you go, right? This is what we do. So now I can go back here. So I've put that as a variation. There is a limit, by the way, of 64 chapters in a Lee chess study, and I don't really understand why that should be the case. So what would you play in this position? So now I can just drill it through, right? You finish a game, you improve your knowledge. Okay, we play the Jaenisch / Schliemann. We capture. Knight goes there. We play queen d4. All this is painfully familiar. Queen takes, king d8. Castles. Now, here, you don't play this move. You eye up the pawn on h2. They do this. Okay, now we hit the queen. Okay, yes. Solo pawn storm. Push on. And we dive into the position. They do this, and we threaten the unstoppable mate here. They do this, I guess it's... Well, I just come in here, don't I? They do this, and now I pin the queen on the king. There's nothing that can be done, and whatever happens on is mate on the next one. And I'll play it again. So what you do it until you can do it ignoring the octopus, right? So you really just want this to become second nature. They're going to take my pawn, I'm going to come here. They're going to go check, I go g6. They're going to take with the knight, I recapture her. They're going to take the pawn, I go king d8. Okay, castles. Castles, you don't do this. We do this instead and attack h2. They're going to defend. Now we hit the queen. Also freeing up the square for our rook. Now we do a solo pawn storm. Now we dive into their position. And now we just win. There's nothing that can be done. Nothing that can be done. Queen is going to come in. You've got very few options. And whatever happens now, they can't stop mate on the next turn. Okay? That's how you drill. That's how you drill your openings. Now, do I recommend this for beginners? Well, look, if you're around the 1,000 mark, absolutely nothing wrong with drilling the positions that you see a lot. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Of course, more games are going to be decided by one move blunders. So just make sure you're looking out for them, but it's not going to hurt you to drill this stuff. So there you go, knock yourselves out. But going in, I mean, this many moves deep, you're not going to need it until you're facing opponents who are more capable. That's the bottom line. So anyway, thought you'd appreciate that little drill. Of course, this Lee chess study is public, so I'll put the link in the description. Feel free to browse into it, try it out for yourself, even clone it if you want. Okay, thanks for watching. See you later.